Good. How is everybody doing? Anybody hungover from last night? No? Good? A little bit headache? Yes. It's good. I was hoping that I'd be somewhere mid-morning. Usually those 8:30, 9 o'clock session, I don't think you get that much turnout. I was in San Diego last month presenting. They called me from Retail Value Chain Conference. I'm like, what is this conference? Or like, can you come present with your client about the case study? I'm like, oh, cool, San Diego. But then I get there, it's my session was 4:30 in the afternoon, an hour before their famous barbecue party right by the marina. And sure enough, the 400 attendees, we didn't really have a good turnout. You're surrounded by, everybody. I don't know if people have been in San Diego. You're by the marina, there are like 30 breweries around you. There are a lot of distractions. So hopefully there's not much distraction today here. I think it's raining outside too, but I don't know. So anyway, we're going to talk about retail renaissance. What a great day to talk about winning during this retail renaissance, all things digital commerce. You guys been talking probably a lot about technical things, business. This is going to be a little bit more fun. I'm not going to teach you how to code in Magento because I don't know how to. I know people who do. And the good thing about being a platform company, we send a survey out to 2,500 users on our platform and say, what do you think, are we in retail renaissance or retail apocalypse? And sure enough, close to 80% they said it's retail renaissance, which they're using logic brokers, so they should be in retail renaissance. No, but it's before talking about winning and retail renaissance, we got to address the other 18% too, because there is something going on. There are some of the retailers, some of our customers, partners are struggling. They're not growing like the big company in Seattle, where they're growing double digit since, I don't know, forever. They're shrinking. If they're comping flat, they're happy, which is not good. So there are things to be learned from that. So I want you to join me watching this next clip. Wow, it's pretty cool. A lot of us, at least people that are over 30, some of you in your 20s probably don't relate to that, but still when I hear that, I get excited. I want to go out, grab some Legos, some bikes, and play with my kids, or pretend I'm playing with the kids, I'm playing it myself. But what happened? What the heck? $1 billion GMV? If you still check 2018, top IR, they're number 38. What happened to that? People stopped buying all of a sudden toys? No, they didn't stop buying. They're still buying. In fact, this year, the US toy sales is going to be 7% growing over last year. The whole industry is buying more. Retail overall, NRF has the number out there. It's growing 4% year over year, close to 3.5 trillion this year. They're just not buying it from these retailers. So what happened? How can a company overnight? Does this happen? No. I'm sure the executive saw it coming. They probably didn't act quickly. They keep saying, oh, we're comping 2% year over year, or just business as usual and not trending. Keep playing the same commercial year over year, which is cool. But guess what? The millennials that are having children, they don't watch commercial. They watch Netflix, they watch YouTube, they watch Hulu, and so you got to figure out different way to connect with them. Come up with different idea. You have all this infrastructure, all these great stores. Their flagship stores in New York City. Who thought that would close? That was a place I used to go there with my kid. My middle son is born on Christmas Eve. He's going to be 16 this year. New Year's Eve. And we always had a tradition to come to the city ever since he was a couple of years old. We would come here and go to Max Berner and go to Nintendo store and go to Toys R Us store. And I was one of those other million tourists that we would go there, just look around and not buy anything. So you have this massive foot, millions of people coming in and you're not monetizing on it. Why don't you charge them? Charge them $10 a ticket. I would have paid $10 to get in there and see how. And use that towards, you have to buy something. You know, just simple things like that. Oh no, we can't do that, and you know, it's gonna be hard. And well, guess what happened? So what happened? Well, one thing I think what happened overall that I could say, they didn't change. And that's really the theme these days. If you want to win, if you want to be on the part of retail renaissance, if you want to be part of those 82%, you gotta be able to change. And I'm not saying just go randomly change and do things and get distracted. And I think, I don't know if it was at the executive level or at the mid-level, Toys R Us always had a hard time change. They knew they want to embrace e-commerce, but they didn't execute it well. I remember in late 90s, when I was still techie and hands-on, I could touch servers and write code, and we went to Global Crossing right down in the Chelsea area to install this $100,000 Dell server we had bought. I was so excited. It was like the coolest server ever. We're setting it up, and we look at the data center, and there's like rows and rows of servers. And I'm like, who is that? They're like, oh, it's Toys R Us. They're running Cold Fusion. I'm like, holy cow, can they outsource that? That must be a massive infrastructure. Well, then they thought about changing it, so they did change that, and they went and with Amazon, by partnership with Amazon. Of course, they fed the enemy and they learned how to sell toys, and lo and behold, that fell through. Then they had to create their own marketplace and so on and so on. But they had the idea. So, you got in touch in 80s and 90s with commercial. Maybe now you have to get into social commerce, conversational commerce, partner up with technology provider, figure out what it is. Your core competency. You have a great brand, you have great massive audience, so that is your core competency. Monetize on that. Don't get hung up, oh, store sells this, channel, this is not my channel, this is my channel. You have to win as a company. And if you don't know your core competency, you gotta figure that out too. And that was another, I'm a big in data, so we also survey that too. We get to that later, but you got to invest in digital. That's no matter what your core competency is, you got to invest in digital. That's not anything new. That's why we're here. That's why we have job, because technology is changing, and it's not changing in decade. It's changing in years, in a year now, in months. And here is a survey from Gartner about 400 companies in different vertical, how they are going about digital initiative, and retail got some work to be done because they are at the bottom with education and government. You don't really want to be there. Those are not really a vertical that are investing in digital. And you look at retail, close to 40%, they have a desire to invest in digital. You got to be going, you got to be designing, you got to be delivering, you got to scaling it so you can start monetizing on it. You end up in the desire mode and you don't invest in digital, you're going to be the case study next year when we come back here and talking about it. Now, I'm not saying go ahead and jump on the technology and start spending millions of dollars on whatever cool thing is out there, or there are a lot of great technology. There are great platforms. If you are going headless commerce and you want to implement Magento Cloud, that's a good idea. But you got to figure out what your brand is. If you want to do dropship automation, sure, our company can help you. But if you don't know what you're dropshipping, who you're partnered with, you got to first nail down the vision, the core competency, and then figure out how to execute it. So, again, back to that 2,500 user we surveyed, it looks like almost everybody, close to 95%, somewhat know what their core competency is, which is good. A lot of companies struggle with that. I tell you, if you have doubt about it or what it is that you have to focus on, or you don't even know what your core competency is, you should this afternoon get with your leadership, work on it, make sure what it is that differentiate you. You're not going to compete with Amazon by shipping faster or price or plethora of product on your platform. You got to find something different, something unique that they can't do, whether it's a experience. Everybody wants an experience. Maybe you use one of your cool stores, remodel it, and come up with, combine it with food and drink, and you go in there and you're getting your shopping, or you're just snapping product that you're going to buy and they ship to your house, but you're still enjoying the experience. And once you know the core competency, how do you execute it? So going back to the core competency, this is very good. We did the same survey 2 years in a row. In 2017, when we did, a lot of the brand wanted to also act as a retailer. Well, it's good if you can do it, but it's hard. It's one thing, you have a brand, you have a cool product, then you got to set up a website, you got to capture users, you got to capture buyer, you got to pay for all those ads. You have to find a good company or build it yourself or hosting the website and integration. So it's hard. So they realized that, hey, we got to stick with our core competency being a brand. Within a year, it changed significantly. Retailer, you're pretty much stuck being a retailer. I mean, it's really tough to stop being a retailer if that's your core. You just have to innovate how you're going to do it and product assortment on how you deliver. And the trend we are seeing is that a lot of these brands and retailers are forming this partnership. They no longer just beating each other up on pricing or services or how you're going to sell it, where my product is going to be on your website. They're more collaborative. They're sharing more information because they want to win against, because Amazon, you heard Brian, Amazon is taking it all. They are growing double digit constantly. So how they're taking it from you. The market is not growing double digit, it's single digit. So they're taking market share. So they are forming partnership against anti-Amazon, whether the hosting solution or buying technology, they're getting serious about it. They're like, wait a minute, why am I going to feed Amazon by hosting on Amazon if they're going to come sell the product I'm selling? Which is the next survey we asked them about, what do you think of Amazon? Is it a competitor or is it a partner? And of course, 60% said both, which is very interesting. Well, they're getting smart, just like Amazon in early day was learning by selling your product and figuring out what sells, what doesn't sell. And you heard Brian, they already know, Amazon already knows that what product they should sell, what market they should go after. Why do you think they're having all these little warehouses or little stores and setting that up? Because they know where they want to go after. So by partnering up with them, you could learn something too, just like they learned from you. You could learn what product sells, what product doesn't sell. If it's selling, maybe you want to stop selling those on Amazon, sell it through your own channel. You have the customer contact information. You can build your brand. You can share those with your other retailer. You don't have to name it. Just you show them the sell distribution and they know the big bar is Amazon. And figure out you can drop ship too. If you're a retailer, you can take some brand, put it on there. You can create a marketplace for yourself too, and the technology is there. There are so many solutions there that filling the blank as a service, and you can bring these products and not warehouse it yourself, but partner up and build the brand, retail brand for yourself, where just like Amazon does it. The customers still think they're buying it from you. So how do we win during the retail renaissance? So here just few things I'm going to bring up and my advice. So don't be afraid of changing. We know change is coming. $1 billion GMV, you could be out of business. Pay attention. If your core competency is not working, maybe you should change it. If it's working but the delivery is not working, then change that. If you need partner up. Don't be afraid of sharing information. Don't be afraid of your competitors. Collaborate with your competitors. Share information because someday your competitor might become a partner, just like that retailer and brand that they are like, oh, you got to help me out. No, you have to help me out. But now you're kind of partnering up against Amazon. So, but don't share too much information too, because on the flip side, your partner can become your competitor, just like Amazon. And but you do want to be collaborative. We are very collaborative with some of the folks in the industry that have similar solution or complementary solution, because if you don't share and you just want to keep everything to yourself, you're going to be on an island and eventually you're going to be left behind. So, and then you be replaced or changed. Adapt new technology. Make sure you have a digital strategy, because don't have a desire. You need to act. You need to get into design mode. If you don't figure out how I'm going to get to design, there are a ton of partners here, there are a ton of companies out there where they can help you. Pretty much anything you can think of right now as a component of your strategy in digital, I can guarantee you there's a solution for it out there. I'm very big at our company. We have, you can name it, everything is as a service. Our accounting is a cloud-based, our help desk, our knowledge base, our onboarding tool, our project management, how you use our walkthrough through our platform, everything is all in the cloud as a service. We are using cutting edge technology, and that's how we're scaling. We're taking on competitors that are 10, 20 times our size. Because it doesn't make sense, and we have a very lean R&D organization because our R&D team are only building our platform. That's the only thing we focus on. Everything else, it's, don't start building, oh no, we can do it ourselves. We can still build our own CRM. There are like big companies out there that are still building CRM. Who builds that? Oh no, because we're different. No, you can find ways to adapt trend. And so when you go that route, always err on the build side. And then find and then strengthen your core competency. Again, if you don't know what that is, you got to find out right away, because change is constantly happening in years, not in decades, in months, not in years. And then focus on strengthening that. And monitor trends. Don't be a trend follower. One of the cool trends I like is conversational commerce. And it's a concept that's been around for centuries. When people are collaborating about this cool product, especially if it has that cool factor and it's useful, you're more inclined to buy it too. It's whether it's the keeping up with the Joneses factor, or you want to have something cool too. And now it's just happening through machine learning language, or this platform that uses collaboration through AI with voice to text or messaging, where you're interacting with machine and they're watching behavior and pattern and suggesting product purchases. It's very cool technology, but I'm not saying go now blowing your whole budget for 2019, spend millions of dollars on building it. There are cool technology company out there. You can go and try it out. Does it work? And these technology companies are hungry and they give you good deals, and you can grow with them. Let them do all the R&D work. And then it works, then do more of it. If it doesn't work, and working doesn't mean, wow, we have 3,000 user adoption. We're doing million click-through, and it has to generate revenue. If it's not generating revenue, then it's not useful. So you got to measure exactly where your revenue is coming, and if whatever initiative you're doing is generating revenue. That's the business we're at. If you're not growing double-digit year over year, you should be very concerned. Single-digit year over year, you're doing what the trend is. So that's not, you're not doing anything special. You're just being just like everybody else. So you want to be better than that. You want to take market share. So as the market is growing, you want to take that and make it part of yours. Let your competitor grow single-digit or flat year over year. we talked about data to support your trend. And one of the most important part is the winning culture. You have to have a winning culture. Those are your people, your resources, your partners. You can have the best technology, you can have the best customer base, you can have the best tools out there. If you don't have great people behind it, you're not going to win, because a winning culture means when you're here at sessions, when you're out there selling, when you're out there supporting, your team is doing what they're supposed to do. When you're not watching, they're doing the right thing. And that's what you want. And I want to leave you with one personal story on that note. We have a client that they dropship a lot of appliance parts through our platform. And we got a call, and it was their customer. Somebody placed an order, probably wasn't that savvy, first time placed an order for their washer, because their washer broke and he needed this part for the washer. And we got the call for some reason, I don't know how. So one of my colleagues answered the phone, and instead of saying, hey, you got to call fill in the blank client, he talked to him and found out more information, and turned out he was a single father with 4 boys, and he has all this laundry he has to do. He's freaking out, and while he's talking to him and they're getting personal level, he went in using our Omni search and put in just his name and found out that the order is shipping the next day, that it was shipped. He's going to get it the next day. For some reason, he didn't get his email tracking from our customer. And right away, you build a loyal customer for our customer. So our customer is successful, we're going to be successful. It's the customer experience. So if that was a bad experience, it would affect us too.